uh, what do I want to do here? Like, this shape is pretty good. Oh, except this comes down a little too sharply, for one thing, and then, I guess other than that, this is pretty good. Yeah, this edge is a little wonky wobbly. It's supposed to come out a little bit higher up. A little bit more like that. Doo-doo-doo. Except I made it too thin. Doo-doo-doo. I haven't seen Doctor Who in a really long time. I have no clue why that just popped into my head, but like, I haven't. I haven't seen any of the new Doctor. Um, Again, not related to anything. Maybe related to the fact that I was just talking about ADD. Possibly tangentially related to that, but um, no, I honestly have no clue where that came from. Maybe because this looks like a spaceship. I was thinking about spaceships. No. Yesterday we were saying that the arrowhead looked like a UFO, which I think was kind of an accurate. Yeah, I think that's yeah, kind of does. Um, oh, UI stuff. I like UI stuff for some reason. I don't know why. I like have this really like fun like love hate relationship with UI stuff because I hate UI. I think like the best UI is no UI. Um, but then when I have to work on UI stuff, I like get really into it because it suddenly becomes really important to do it correctly for me. So yeah. Also, I think part of like my weird fascination with UI is that a lot of people hate it. A lot of people like don't like it. A lot of people think like UI is like the boring stuff. Um, but no, I find it. I don't know. A good UI a bad UI can ruin something so fast. Like a bad UI can make me just want to like take like whatever device I'm holding and just like throw it. So like conversely, like a good UI is like can be miraculous in that it can like make or it can literally like a UI can literally like make or break something. So uh yeah, I don't know. What is this all right, I think I'm going a little abstract with I'm going a little off point with the shape of this part of the arrow. This part in the back. Oh well, so for one thing, this is probably going to be. Whoa, why is there? What the crap? Why did I do? Why was that there? um, yeah. So for one thing, I think yeah, this whole half is going to be like basically in shading. Because also the bow shaft or the arrow shaft is going to be in shading there too. It's like what layer is the arrow on? The arrow is. Oh, I kind of drew it on both of these layers, so I'll just draw it on this layer, I guess. Yeah, yeah, right. So this half of the arrow shaft will also be in shading. Uh, like not like a full half of it, but like this part of the arrow shaft. Uh, yeah. Also, this arrow is like strangely off center, which is weird because like I think it's actually supposed to be fairly centered. Like it's like at a weird angle, whereas it's supposed to be like pretty straight up and down. So let's fix that real quick. Uh, doo-doo-doo. Let's just like completely remove the arrow from this other layer and just draw it on the layer above instead. Oh, so let's use a bigger brush for this. Doo-doo-doo. So actually, let's move this up to the top for a second, and then oops, actually that's supposed to be erased. So we can just erase all this junk, and yeah, so the arrow is just gonna be on a completely separate layer. Okay. Which layer is that? Layer 4? Yeah, layer 4. Okay, so right, it's gonna. Wait, what? Oh, wrong way. It's supposed to come, yeah, a little more straight up and down, kinda. So let's get that working. Let's get that in order. Oh, sorry, I see that chat is there. I just zoned out for a little bit. I will get back to that in just a moment. Do-do-do. Alright, let's bump the brush up slightly bigger just to get this all filled in. Alright, I think that's better. I think I tried to make like the bow shaft a little bit foreshortened and accidentally tilted it too far in one direction. Do-do-do. So what the heck layer is that on? There are like these ghost pixels here. What the heck layer would that be on? Oh, maybe it's down on this layer. Maybe I didn't. Oh yeah, apparently I didn't cover that up correctly. Okay. So that's a little bit better. Chats, yes. Uh, concept art is productive though, right? Like even if you're just like flexing your creative muscles, like I think like yeah, I mean if you do it too much, I guess it can interfere with like real work or whatever. But like I don't know. I think just being creative for the sake of being creative is like a good thing to do because like that's how you're constantly like growing as an artist too, right? So uh um uh all right, so yeah, this is looking pretty okay. I just need to keep on keeping on, I suppose. This arrow, I won't spend too much more time on this arrow, I don't think. Whoops, what layer am I on? The wrong layer, of course. I won't spend too much more time on this arrow. Because this is like pretty much the gist of it. I'll just like sharpen. Actually, I don't even have to sharpen this edge because this edge goes behind the. This edge goes behind the hand, so we just have to, yeah. Just roughly like that, and then So in this view, we didn't really justify. Yeah, like the arrowhead just kind of like stays on the arrow. Like there's nothing to hold it on, and we're just kind of like yeah, I don't know, that's fine. Um, I could do something about that hypothetically. I don't know if I necessarily want to, but I could. Oh yeah, why is this area? Oops, I'm using the arc tool. But why is this area so dark? I don't think this is actually supposed to be so dark. And what is this like break here supposed to actually look like? Um, Let me think. It's supposed to be. Oh, it's supposed to be angled like up a little bit. So like I guess like maybe there would be like a a bend here or something, but like it wouldn't come up like that necessarily. It'd be like oh actually no, you know what? Maybe I'll yeah, I don't know if this is gonna make sense exactly, but maybe I'll come up like nah, that's not gonna make sense. What's gonna make sense here? Uh, I guess yeah. No, I'll just like make this area less darkened. Maybe keep like I don't know. Maybe I don't really know what to do here in terms of like this shape. I guess I'll just nah. I'll probably keep it like it was. It looked fine. I don't know if it like read perfectly, but like it read well enough like this. So uh, yeah. No, this is something like this is fine. Okay. And so is that like it's roughly symmetrical? Uh, oops, wrong tool. Whoa, what the heck layer am I on? I don't even know anymore. I'm gonna merge the layers together pretty soon, anyways. So I don't have to know what layer I'm on. Um, oops. Uh, and then, oops, no, did not mean to double click. Shaving this down a little bit, and then, right, and then let's just clean up this line here. And then I'll call that good. Just clean up this line here, and we can say that's adequate. Okay. Yeah. Ah. Huh. Maybe I shouldn't have this hard line here. I should have it like come in further. I mean, I'm kind of just going back and forth on this. I just don't know which is going to look better exactly. Does that even make sense? Because that kind of does. Kinda. Oh, what if I had like a lighter line? Like, what if I did that in the lighter tone instead of in the darker tone? Wait, how does it look over here? Oh, yeah. No, this is probably, something like this is probably fine. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Because it reinforces the pointedness of the arrow, and it's satisfactory for, like, gameplay purposes, so, Diamond voxels? I'm trying to picture that. Do you have a link to it or anything? It sounds interesting. So I'm glad to hear that you have monkey voxels, though. Or voxel monkeys, as it were. It's just an important feature of like most games. That's actually been my sharpest criticism of SideQuest, is it doesn't have any voxel monkeys in it. If I could go back and change one thing about SideQuest, it would be the voxel monkeys. Alright, what layer is the bow on? The bow is on this layer. Oh, I'm gonna actually draw it on a separate layer. Nah, I'll keep it on this layer. I might draw this half on a separate layer where I have to shade it relative to the hand. Alright, what is the shading tone of our bow? Oh, because we can also... Oops, not that. Color pick. We can also, like... Nah. What the heck? Color pick. Why would you fail me? Color pick. Are you color picking? You're color picking from image. Oh, am I drawing? I'm drawing on the wrong layer. Of course. Of course. Why would I be drawing on the correct layer? Who does that? Who does that? Alright, so... So we have the shading tone of our bow. I was gonna say I could put like a shading tone across, like, as like a stripe across the bow. Just to give it more depth. I might actually do that. Or like I could put like a shading tone across the top of the bow or something. That would actually technically be more like in step with like how I would typically shade it. Although, I mean, if anything, I should have done it on this version of the image, but like, I don't know. I might do something like that. These are some thick arrows, huh? It's like thicker than a finger. Thicker than a finger. Whatever. I'm not going to correct that. Alright, I'm going to put in a separate layer for this, so I don't have to redraw the edge of the hand. I spend way too much time drawing the edge of the hand, so I don't feel like redrawing it again. So, conveniently, the shadowing over here pretty much follows that piece that was, like, just chunked out there, so, hey, look at that. It's not exactly like that, but I'm just gonna merge those layers, I guess. And then I can just, yeah, so it'll be a little bit rounder. Yeah. That is adorables. This is Yuki's link for anyone who missed it. That is amazing. You are an artiste. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna bring that up on the main screen if that's okay. I just that's just really cute. That's just adorably cute. I think it was the little hat and the little like wrist ankle bands that got me. Oh! You know what I said earlier, and I just kind of completely forgot about, is that I can't just draw the frame here. I actually have to draw this stuff coming down further than the bottom of the frame, because like I said, like this stuff wiggles around on screen a little bit, and so if I'm only coming down to the bottom of the frame, then I'm not going far enough, because this actually will extend a little bit further down. Right, that was one of those things that like I mentioned it earlier, and I had it kind of in the back of my mind, and then at a certain point I was just like, whatever. So I mean, it's not that difficult. It's just it's about cleaning up this stuff a little bit. Um, hmm. Yeah, I guess that's right. Okay, and then oh yeah, I still haven't like smoothed out the bow. It's still all like really lumpy. So I'll undo that, and then yeah, what am I gonna do for shading on the bow? Am I gonna shade the upper edge, or yeah, I think I'll shade the upper edge. I think. So if I shaded the upper edge, what would that look like? It would not be thick. It would be very thin. It would just be like a band of shading across the top edge of the bow, basically. Just like so. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this. I should probably draw it on a separate layer, so that if I feel like not keeping it, well, I can just do Control Z if I when I said to get rid of it. I forget if Paint.net has like a limit to the Control Z. I think there is a limit to how many times you can undo. Like it's not literally an infinite undo stack, but I think it's a pretty good undo stack. That's not a pretty good line though. It's a pretty bad line. Oops, wrong tool. Oh, still the wrong tool. Yeah. So if I was gonna do a line of shading along the top of the bow, this could look okay. Just to give it a little more, like I don't know, just because you see enough of the bow in this frame that like if it was just like that flat solid color, like that would look a little bit flat and weird and stuff. But yeah, if it just has a little bit of an upper shading, I think that'll read better. A little bit better, and I'll do the same thing on the other side here. I think I will actually taper it out, so it's not going to extend literally across the entire bow, just because like that stuff, like the lighting source is kind of coming like from this side, so like it would be more shaded on the other side. Oh, sorry. What like sometimes when I gesture to areas of the screen, like I'm looking at the screen from another direction, right? So like my hand gestures are going to be inverted from like yeah. Sorry. Sometimes I'm good about it. Like I've gotten pretty good about like when I point at the action tags, I point in that direction. Even though to me personally, it would make more sense to point. Anyways. Okay. So let's even this out a little bit better even better, even more even. Oh, even my even. Wait, what? Yeah, I'll extend it a little further down, but again, it'll get really narrow at the end, and of course not like that. It'll get like sorry, I just read the thing about the monkey button. Yeah, a monkey button. It's a monkey button, of course. Everyone knows what monkey buttons do. What good is a monkey without a button on its head? Like, what do you even do with that monkey? I mean, the whole point of having a monkey is to press the button on the top of the monkey's head, right? That's what monkeys are for, right? All right. Oh yeah, so I was gonna do some shading on the top half of this, but I don't want to, like I'm redrawing the shape of it. I don't want to completely slaughter it because like the overall shape was actually kind of correct when I started. Like it was a little rough and lumpy and stuff, but I don't completely want to change the shape of the bow itself. So that'll be something to keep in mind. I mean, again, we're not going to see super tons of this bow actually, like on screen. It's gonna be a lot of it's gonna be like not very visible. So Uh, yeah. So, uh, that's a little too extreme. It's a little too thick on this side relative to how thick it is on the other side. So let's narrow it out a little bit. Just a little bit, though. Yeah. That should be good, I think. Uh, yeah, it's a little bit better. The bow is still lacking a little bit of definition, so maybe I'll put like a lower shading line too. Maybe it won't just be shaded on the top; it'll be shaded on both sides, kind of like the hand is. Like, cause like yeah, I mean like our view into the scene, like the lighting source is coming like from like right behind our view. So like if we're ever gonna have it like lit on both edges, like this would be the case, right? Actually, so like an example of that is actually oops, sorry. I meant to click to OBS and mean to make it huge. An example of that is like you can kind of see there's like a line of shading on like both sides of my face, and that's because the camera is positioned directly in front of me, and the light cast on me is like directly behind the camera. So here, I was trying to think if there's some way I can like re-angle the camera so that okay, yeah, so now I've re-angled the camera so it's like the light source is now slightly off to the side, so you can see there's like a thicker shading on oops there's more shading now on this side, and so there's still like but you can still like there's still like a little bit of shading like coming down this side of the face. It's not like completely like it's bright, like the brightest areas are like right here, and then there's still like some shading down the side, so like yeah, I guess that's kind of like the situation all right, I'm putting it back now. That's kind of like the situation with the bow in that we get a little bit of shading on the top edge because the light source is mostly above, and then but then most of the shading comes through on this lower part actually. So I guess that I think that makes sense, and it just adds a little more volume to the bow. It just adds a little more volume to the scene in general, and it makes it a little more believable as like a 3D sort of thing. So right, so I want to put in the shading here as well. And use a much smaller, just to. I'm satisfied with how I drew that hand, so I don't want to mess it up. And these are on the same layer, so if I was sloppy with drawing that space, I really could mess it up real easy. Okay. Oh yeah, and so I do have to hide the frame because I need to be drawing space under the frame as well. The other tableau was simple because the other tableau only translated horizontally. It didn't translate vertically at all. So like I could just ignore literally everything above and below the frame. And for this though, there's vertical movement as well. So I just have to be a little more careful about that. Wait, what the heck layer am I on? Wait, what the heck tool am I using right now? What the frick? Why is this just sometimes like just stop working basically? Oh, whoa, I'm on layer 6 for some stupid reason? What the garbage crap? I do not understand how this happens. Like, what the heck is layer 6? The shine? Yeah. And then, how do I get on these, like, stupid layers sometimes? I really don't, like, I must have, like, um, I must have, like, whoa! Wait. No, okay, it was just that little piece. I have a, like people who sleepwalk, like I must have like that condition except for changing layers. I like without realizing what I'm doing, I just like change layers apparently because I don't have another explanation for like how I get like the layers like so wrong like all the time, like so consistently wrong. All right, so speaking of the of like doing the like, outside the frame, I have to do it here because this is not resolving correctly at all. So yeah, this is simple enough. I just extend it down like so, and that should be sufficiently off screen at that point. Although, oops, this shape shouldn't be quite so convex. should more follow just the natural curve of the bow. That was not an improvement necessarily. Mhm. Horizontal lines. Horizontal lines are my nemesis. Vertical lines, I'm okay with. Vertical lines I can draw pretty okay. Horizontal lines, evil. Arch rivals, they and I. An eternal struggle for, I don't know. Okay. Right, so let's get all this smoothed out. This stuff too. Oh yeah, I can, the bows, or the arrows on separate layers, so I can draw and like cut across the bow with impunity. Or cut across the arrow shaft with impunity. So, yeah. Yeah. Let's, yeah. Right. So, that's probably far enough in that direction. Yeah, actually this shape, wow, no, I messed that up a bit. Wait, hold on, what did I do to this shape? I messed it up on one of these edges. Did I mess it up on the top edge or the bottom edge? I think I actually messed it up on the top edge a little bit. When I was drawing this line so delicately and carefully, I didn't account for the fact that it was supposed to actually come in a little bit more steeply. So let's shave some off the top here. Something like that. Stop! Look at my freaking stylus. It's up here. And yet this stupid freaking tablet is still like, oh, he's still scrolling? No, I'm not freaking scrolling, you stupid garbage program. Sorry. I don't like that bug. It's just really annoying. And there you have it. Clearly my tablet was off the, clearly my stylus was off the tablet at the time that it just continued to keep scrolling. I'm not crazy. You all saw it. You all saw it. And if you didn't see it, you can go look at it in the archives, the video archives. Yeah, I think, okay, so I think part of the reason the curve looks really dumb right now is that I'm not resolving this line, but I think part of it is that it's still not quite right either. So I think it's still a little too, like, chunky here. It's just not a consistent thickness, or like one of the, either the internal or the this tablet. Yeah, this is how I'm drawing. I'm not using a mouse. Oh, it's like what type of tablet? It's a bamboo. It's a Wacom bamboo. It was like really like cheap, really like I like since I was like, I don't know, like 14 or like 16 or something like that. I've always owned a tablet, but it's always been the cheapest one. It's always been the whatever is the cheapest tablet Wacom has in production. So it used to be this cute little green one, which like the active like drawing range was only like this big, and yeah, I never really splurge on a tablet, but like because the difference between like having a really big tablet and having a really small tablet is nice, but the difference between having no tablet and having any tablet is like worlds, right? So yeah, I think yeah, I bought it like I bought this tablet like at least like 3 or 4 years ago. So they're always coming out with new models. So they have like a new model which is like their lowest of the line models. And so if I have to replace this one someday, I'll get that one. But yeah, no, I don't need a great tablet because like I'm not a great artist, so like a great tablet would be wasted on me in a lot of ways. But the difference between trying to draw anything art-like with a mouse or like with like any other sort of like input device versus a tablet, it's so important to have a tablet to if you're going to be doing like basically anything in that regard. Like there was like this span of time like when I was working on a lot of game art on SideQuest where I'm pretty sure I convinced like 3 of my viewers to go out and buy a Wacom tablet. Like it literally got to the point where I was like thinking we should like start buying these in bulk because of like just how many, because like I really have to emphasize, and I do fairly often, that like tablets are such important technology. Like it's like, yeah, like sometimes people would be like, "Oh, how did you start drawing?" And like I always say, "I got a tablet," is how I started drawing. I mean, like you don't need a tablet to draw anything. Like you can draw on pen and paper, but if you're going to draw on a computer, like I very strongly advise getting a tablet. So I don't know. This kind of makes the bow look a little flat. It doesn't make it look roundly curved. It kind of makes it look like flat and like squarish. But I'm okay with that, I think, because it doesn't like literally conflict. Like this could be the same bow. Like this that could be the same thing. Uh, uh, yeah, these are like two different views of the same thing. I could put like a dark edge around the hand if I felt like it. I don't really need to, but like the way that the part where the hand like draws over the face is like you lose it, right? You completely lose like track of like where the hand ends and where the face begins. So, I mean that's something I might want to do. Um, and other than that, though, I think we're good with this layer or like with these sets of layers. So I might squish and export these, I guess. So squish, squish, squish. Uh, Select all, copy. Let's go over here. So let's add a new layer. Let's make this old layer transparent. And let's put it at the top. And let's paste this. Keep canvas size. And now let's drop this into position underneath the old version. So yeah, it's basically like this, I think, is the new version. And so now we can get rid of the old version. Actually, let's see how that looked for comparison. So there's the old one, there's the new one, old one, new one. That's about lined up. Alright, so yeah, let's save this. Oh, oops, actually, delete the old layer. Save it as a ping, not as a layered image. Yeah. Okay. So I just want to see how that looks in context. So activate archery. So yeah, that's a little more. It's a little sharper. This this scene is starting to shape up a little better. Oh my gosh, I freaking hate how the targets on the boat are inside the boat while the archers are outside the boat. That's like my least favorite thing about. Yeah, maybe I do want to put some definition between the face and the hands, like that outer line of the hands, because like it's just like. Yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick. See how that looks. So I'm just gonna edit the raw file, like this one here. Yeah, I just like I don't know. Maybe this will make the whole like hands like easier to read. I just basically want to. Basically just want to do something like that. And this is kind of nice because this kind of like makes more like with this line of shading on the outside of the hand, it kind of makes more sense why the inside fingers are like shaded more, because like if there's just this like rim shading, then like I mean it kind of doesn't make sense in a way, because like if anything like the light source is like more in this direction and it would be more shaded like in the other way, but like I don't know. I'm basically just putting this in for like utility purposes. Like this just makes the image read easier. And also there's this weird ridge right here which is not supposed to be there. So let's shape this down a little bit. Yeah, I think that'll probably look a little bit better. Okay, I could even do like the rim shading on the bow itself too, if I felt like it. Because actually, like when we did that for the bow in the first tableau, I kind of liked it. Like it suddenly like it felt more like a 3D shape. Oh, sorry, I zoned out. I keep doing that. I keep zoning out of chat. Yesterday, chat was like really slow, so I got in the habit of just like monologuing all day. Um, Actually, but let me look at this first, and then. Alright, so that looks okay. That looks pretty good. And the target doesn't have to change much because like the target is very similar. Oh yeah, so the thing I was thinking about for this scene, which might help the pirate ship a little bit, is I was thinking I might not draw the foreground layer for the yeah, that looks okay. Well, I have to clean it up because the edge is a little dirty there, but mostly that looks good. Uh, okay, so the yeah, I might not. I might just like not draw the foreground layer for the. Oh, this is not. This is not an important thing anymore. Close that. Close. Close. I say close. Thank you. Um, in the boat, it's just so funny. It just looks so like super dumb, and so I just have to fix that somehow. All right, just for contrast, I'm gonna spill this here. Oh, wait, no, spill layer. What? Oh, what's lower layer? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there's just a little like schmutz here, which looked weird. So this layer, let's get the eraser tool and just oops, I should be using a bigger brush, so I'm making it look really weird. Don't want to hit the arrowhead. Just yeah, like that. Yeah. All right. So get rid of this and save that. And yeah, for that tableau where we see the long view and we see the environment and stuff, like the foreground, I don't think it really like adds to anything there. So I could just use adventure break for the foreground. Let's see what that let's see what that would look like actually, because we can test that pretty quick. It's Blit environment layer foreground. Yeah, so instead of using environment break and environment resume, let's see what it looks like with adventure break and adventure resume. Save that. So now in that middle tableau where we see the archer just like lining up their shot, right? So we're gonna see like a cutaway of the ship instead. Like we're gonna be missing some of this, some of what we have on the ship here, but I don't know. I'm thinking like maybe it'll look okay. Oh wait, I have the activate archery button. I don't have to do that. Right. So for not this tableau, the next tableau, there's gonna be like a cutaway of the ship. No, that looks dumb, especially because I didn't resolve any of this art here. So if I wanted to do it like that, I could just resolve that art. But then like the other thing is that like when we have like we go to the forest and when we have that same tableau in the forest, what happens is sorry, it'll just take a second to get there, but the trees in the foreground would like draw in front of the archers. So like I was thinking like the pirate ship was like the situation that I was like thinking like, well, that's like, you know, that's like the reason I would want to make this change, but the tableaus like the forest would be like another situation where it would be helpful to have that change. Like here, like there's no trees in the foreground now, which is kind of nice. Anyway, let's do what then? Yeah, I think that tableau does look better with the separation of the. I mean, there's still like there's still the upper part of the knuckle where like it's still like you don't get any contrast and it kind of like melts together. But maybe I might change that later. But for now, I think this is fine. All right, so close that and then yeah. So this we still have to update this target. I'm not gonna do too much to this target. I'm basically just gonna like clean up the lines. Like there are like gaps between the lines here, so like clean that stuff up. And I was thinking like I might like change the. Well, I could add like a little bit of like. No, I was gonna say I could add like a little bit of like texture to it or something, but like I don't want to. All right, so color pick from image again, and then yeah, let's just like clean these up a little bit, and like make them a little more circular too, because when we slapped these in the first place, they're not very circular. So when I'm doing the targets in the other image, the three targets next to each other, in that case, I'll want to I want to be pretty careful about how I clean up the lines, because in that case I set the boundaries. Like I set like I have like I have like these points that I've selected as like, you know, either bullseye points or mid-range points or like wide shots, that, you know, if I change the lines of these circles too much, then they'll you know, some of the bullseyes won't be bullseyes anymore, or some of the wide shots might look like bullseyes, or like, you know, I mean, I don't think it'll be anything that dramatic, but like I also want to stay relatively consistent with how I drew that. So, and actually, I put the boundaries between the lines instead of like instead of having the boundaries like right on these like divides, I put them kind of like in the middle, so that way there'll be a little bit, you know, there'll be a little bit of immunity to like the line changing, but I just don't want to. I just want to make sure that it stays like relatively consistent. And now here's every artist's favorite task, is like draw perfect circles. Oh right, perfect circles. Let me just draw some of those real quick. Everyone loves drawing perfect circles. If you've never tried to draw a perfect circle before, you can't. It's not a thing that humans can do. The actual like shape of a perfect circle is so mathematically precise that like, I mean, like technically like any like mathematically precise shape is going to be difficult to draw. Like drawing a perfect square is also very difficult. But like the nice thing about drawing a perfect square is that we have things like straight edged, like right here within reach, I have a box. And if I wanted to draw a perfect square, I could just put this on the paper and like run the line down, and I would have like a nearly perfect line. Here, wait, like I'll even do that. Like right. So if I need to draw like a perfectly straight line, like that's like fairly easy. Like that's not perfectly straight, but like I can get, like it's not hard to get like a perfect straight line. A perfectly round line, freehanding that is like good luck. Good luck. Uh, um, so, let's just draw some perfect circles, shall we? Let's just continue with the perfect circle drawing. Just a few more perfect circles. That's all. So then one nice thing, actually, I can bring back the frame here, because the target doesn't move. The target stays still. So we only have to draw inside the frame. Although if we shift this stuff around, then at some point we'll have to you know, make sure that like even if after we shift stuff around, everything is still like inside the frame nicely. But yeah. I am listening to Turn Down for What right now. Which is just one of those like, it's just one of those songs that like means so much, like specifically in terms of like popular culture, that like every time I hear it now, I think of like all of the pop cultural references to it. And like, I don't know, they just captured something with it, right? They just really captured the imagination of the entire world with this song. And I felt like I had to share that I was listening to that song, because I'm slightly distracted by it, to be honest. I think this goes back to the whole ADD thing that we were talking about earlier. Alright, I don't need to be drawing outside of the frame, so I'm going to stop. I can draw that later if I feel like it. Kind of want to watch the music video. Not, I mean, it's like horribly inappropriate, and like, but it's just hilarious too. It was one of those things that, like, the first time I saw that music video, I was like, wow. Wow. They really went for it, and it kind of paid off, right? I think they kind of, in some ways, they kind of hit it out of the park with that one. And again, like horribly inappropriate, but I don't know. There's still something about it. All right. I can do this. I can make it through this. Yeah. So I mentioned this a bit yesterday when I was working on art, and like a lot of times when I'm working on art, I don't really have anything to really talk about per se, because like I can talk about like, oh, here now I'm going and I'm continuing to draw perfect circles. Look at me continue to draw perfect circles, or like try and draw perfect circles. Not that I'm actually drawing perfect circles, but I don't know. That's like what's going through my head right now. So what I talk? Oh, yeah. So my point is, now is a fine time for questions. If anyone had like some like burning question that they needed answered, like if I'm working on like coding type stuff, I tend to give really quick like several sentence answers so I can get back to what I was doing. But like this is not that case. I could talk for hours. Not literally hours. I don't know if I'll be working on. I might be working on this literally for hours. Actually, I don't know though. I'm making a lot of progress. Like after this, there's the second tableau is going to be relatively easy because the second tableau is that long view, and we have like most of the art done for that long view in like a fairly satisfactory capacity. I just have to clean up like the archer, the image of the archer, and like the target in that tableau. I actually drew pretty well, so like I barely have to touch up the image that we're using for the target. Oh, I do have to do the flags. I have to do the flags. Yeah, no, okay. Actually, I probably will be drawing for a while because I have to do the flags for this tableau and the flags for that tableau too. Uh, yeah. Did I reposition this target? Because one thing that occurred to me was that I might want to reposition this target a little bit. So just because I think like I think in the like the way it renders currently in the game is that it's like perfectly centered in the frame, and I think I've decided I want it to be like slightly towards the top of the frame, like just shifted slightly upwards, and so I might want to do that. And then all right, that was pretty good. So as before, let's oh, actually first thing, let's just shorten this because we don't need this to be as tall. So edit image. Actually, we don't need it to be as wide either. So canvas size, let's keep it relatively centered, but shrink it down to 180 as the height, and then we can just then we can go select all, copy, paste. Actually, no, cancel. New layer. Paste. No, wait, no, cancel. Reduce the opacity of this one. Paste. Keep canvas size. And now let's yeah, now let's just like line this up. So roughly like that. But then yeah, like I was saying, I think I want to shift it slightly upwards. Oh wow, actually previously it was shifted slightly downwards. But yeah, I think something more like that is I think what we're looking for. And then so let's get rid of this layer, and then save that, and then okay, and then all right, let's see how that looks. The flag is still like the part that needs a lot of work. So whoops, why do I have so many of these versions running at the same time? Activate archery. Okay. Well, right. Oh yeah. So I shortened it, but I didn't change the offset. So that'll be important. Right. Let's do that. Which oh, this is the first tableau. So it would be this one, and it's the graphics, the target, TB start. Okay, so it's not 70 anymore. It's TB start height inner. Yeah. Okay. So now let's see how that looks. Activate archery. Yeah, so that's pretty good. And then so there's the flag, and that's like basically all we need for that tableau. I just want to see the glints. Okay, so the glints, I don't know why, like when I had it as plus equals, for some reason, like, the graphics kept messing up. And, like, now that it's not plus equals anymore, like, now that we're hard setting those values, like, it's fixed, but, like, we're hard set, I don't know. I don't get that. I don't get how that did anything. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, let's do what? So the flags, yeah. flags need a lot of help. Oh, I should do some shading on the target too. Oh yeah, and the other thing is like the targets, like as we have them set up in these images, like there's like stuffing and like hay like sticking out of the sides of them too. So uh, I could put in those details too. But like no, I mean like the one thing I should definitely do for sure is like render them in like some sort of three-dimensional capacity, because right now they just look, they like I rounded them out nicer, but like so they don't look quite as, or these ones still look sloppy, but the other one doesn't look quite as sloppy. It still looks flat, just like a flat, like empty sort of thing, which is not. I don't know. Like when I was first thinking about like how I was setting this up, like I was almost thinking of like keeping them as like these abstract shapes, but then like if we're doing the long view, then like I don't know. I mean, I could just get rid of that middle tableau, the tableau that shows like the long view, the one that uses like the environment art, because like it was a neat idea and we got it mostly to work, but like it's also the tableau that like is throwing like the biggest like weirdnesses. And wait a second, why are there no action tags? Oh right, the action tags only show up during the first tableau. Uh, yeah, no, that long view tableau, like, it's just the weirdest, right? Like, hypothetically it works, but then like the pirate ship makes it weird, and the trees make it look weird, and I might be better off without it. Uh, I don't know what I'd replace it with necessarily, but I could possibly replace it. Yeah, and so the reason I might want to replace it is that like in every other representation, the target is like just this abstract thing. It's not like I could put a glint on the on the sweat droplet. Sorry, it just occurred to me like the two glints flash like really early on, and there's no more glints for the rest of the thing. If I wanted to, I could have the third glint appear on the sweat droplet. I might do that. Just because it amuses me so much. So that might be fun. But um, yeah. So the reason that I was thinking like it might be handy to keep the targets as like abstract shapes instead of showing like what they are, um, like showing in definition like what they are. Uh, the archery event is meant to be used like in general, like so like right now on the side of the screen it just says hark, you can aim left and right, but like I intended it that actually there would be like story there too, right? So like with other events, like it's not just like, oh, it's time to shoot a bow, but it's like there's actually like some context to it. And like the nice thing about keeping the targets like abstract with like with the bullseye shape, it's you you can kind of like fill in the blank as to like what the target is. Like maybe that's not just like, maybe you're not literally shooting at like this red and white thing, but like that red and white thing is like the representation of like how close to the mark you're hitting. I mean, the other thing I'd considered is that like I could put in like custom art pieces for like different targets. Like it could be like a like, you know, we could have these like this like red and white target, whatever looking thing as like the thing that you're shooting at, and we could have like, you know, like one of those like dummy sort of like scarecrow looking like things as like another target, or like I don't know. I guess like no. I mean the advantage of keeping it abstract is that it could hypothetically represent anything, right? Like you could be like that bullseye could represent like shooting like a tin can off of like a rock, or it could represent like shooting like a switch like on the other side of like a chasm, you know, or I don't know. I don't know why there's a switch on the other side of a chasm, but you know, it could just be used generically for like whatever. And then so the long view kind of so the long view does two things. It does one thing that has like two very dramatic effects. For one thing, it puts it in the scene. No, I mean the thing that it does is it puts it in the scene. It grounds it as like where this archery is taking place, which on the plus side makes it more like real. It like, or like I don't know. I think like if I lost that tableau, like it'll be a little bit harder to like like it wouldn't really get the sense of like distance between the archer and the target. Um, and so I kind of like that there's that sense of distance, but then at the same time it puts it in a definitive space. So it like it tells you like this is like the archery that's happening. I was just sitting here waiting for it to show up again, and I remember that I have to hit the button in order to make it show up. Um, all right, so I don't know. I'll probably hold off on that tableau. I'll do that tableau last because I might replace it with something else hypothetically. Um, and no, for now, this is fine. I think I'm gonna up the delay on the gleams. I'm gonna up it slightly, not like hugely, but I think it's at 3 seconds right now. I'm just gonna put it up to 4 seconds. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna watch it one more time because I like watching it. I'll be honest, I kind of like watching it. No, I like watching it because you kind of have to watch it a few times, like to like for like the to like see to really get a sense of like what you want to change about it. So, glimmer and glimmer now. Yeah. All right, I think that's pretty good. And I think the pacing is a little bit better there too. Because before it was happening like a little too fast. But okay, let's finish up that target and then do the flags, I think. Yeah. I'll just add a little bit of like I'm not gonna go crazy with the shading here, but like the here let's look at this layer. The target should just have like at least a little bit of shading going on. And then if I wanted to, I could like give it like real shading too. Like I could make it actually look like fabric on the front and like actually give it like droops in the fabric. Because like if you think about it, like this is like a thing of fabric like stuffed with hay, hypothetically, and so it wouldn't be like completely taut, right? It would be like there'd be like some places where like there'd be like wrinkles in the fabric and stuff like that. And so I mean the fun part is that the wrinkles would like be like the wrinkles would also be like red and white striped. So it would be like so like a wrinkle would like come across here, and then it would be like and then it would shift to like a darker tone here, and like so it would be like I don't know, it'd be kind of fun to draw, or kind of maybe I don't know, maybe kind of annoying to draw too. But there'd be like there could be like wrinkles in the fabric too, and I'd do a better job of rendering them if I wanted to add those in. But yeah. All right. So one nice thing about adding like this shading around the edges is that it makes the target a little bit bigger too, because like I guess I could actually like maybe make the target a little smaller. Part of the reason that the target is as big as it has been is that I didn't want it to look too small on screen. Like I wanted to convey distance. So like this definitely doesn't convey distance, right? This makes it look like the target is actually very close or humongous. And I don't know. So I guess it's kind of nice that we could shrink down the size of the target now if we wanted to a little bit. Not a ton, but like a little bit. Yeah. Sorry, I just stopped talking there. I didn't really have anything. Like nothing was really coming to mind. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Uh, I yeah, well so yeah, I could put the hay details in. The hay details, yeah, I might I might put it in. So one thing I was thinking, like the way the way the hay pieces are depicted. Oh, I can stop the script from running. I always keep it. I tend to leave it running, which I don't need to do. I think that is part of the reason why I end up like running a million copies of it sometimes. Yeah, actually, here let me just open up the archery long view target, because like the way I have it set up, like it kind of comes out. And like, so you might see like some, like the way I have it set up here, like you might see some of it sticking out. You actually wouldn't see that much of it sticking out. Cause like if if you like think of the back of the target, like the back of the target is going to be like, I'm just gonna use a smaller brush real quick. The back of the target is going to be like it's not just going to be like stopping at the edges. It's actually going to come around because like the way that it like holds it together is basically like, there's basically like it's supposed to be like, I don't know, it's supposed to be like holding it in, right? It doesn't. So, well, I don't know. So like the straw and stuff would like stick out, but it wouldn't necessarily like stick really far out. It would like it'd be sticking out like, like well, this would be like all straw, right? And it'd be like sticking out like, be sticking out like some amount. But like, yeah, so like, I mean, I could put in straw detail if I felt like it. Like there could be some straw sticking out. I don't know if it necessarily sell though. And then the other thing, yeah, and then because of this, just because like I think the thickness of the target itself, like you might not even see that much from looking at it from the front. But then like, yeah, I mean I did. So another thing is I don't have shit. Oh, I hate this. If your brush is not 100% opacity, when you use the eraser tool, it doesn't 100% erase it. It like leaves a weird ghost behind. I hate that. Hate it. Okay. But yeah, this is a little bit better for now, and I still have to decide whether I'm gonna go abstract or what. For now, I'm gonna move on to the flags because the flags I know, like the flags are not abstract, or they might be. I don't know. Because I guess hypothetically, if like, I don't know, I guess maybe the flags are kind of abstract too. But how I render the flags is not going to change. Like even if the flags are like an abstract, like if the flags are just there to show you what the wind is and they're not actually like a like representative of a physical object in that scene, they're still going to look like flags the same way. So, uh, yeah, let's let's just get chopping on those. Okay, so they have to fit in like this range. Like they fit on this side of the screen. I actually, I mean, at this point, like because I put the action tags outside of the tableau. There's no reason that this target has to stay dead center in this tableau. And it actually, now that I look at it, it isn't, right? It's like it's shifted off to the side. Although actually, I think it's a little more centered here. So it probably does ultimately like show up more centered. Um, Oh, so that's actually, I guess, something that I want to keep in mind, right? Because like, uh, if I do have the tableau as more centered, which I imagine I would want it to be relatively centered. Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's look at it again, uh, because like we have the round one or like round two or whatever. We have that text that shows up. Um, but the round one or whatever is much less important than like the wind. So like I could scooch it to the side a little bit actually. Um, yeah, and that would give us a little more room to render the flag. Um, oh, you know what? I don't really need more room to render the flag. I was gonna keep the flag post like consistent. Uh, I was gonna render the flag like post consistently, but there's no reason that I have to do that. I could just have it so well. Uh, I mean, I guess if I'm keeping the second tableau, the one with where the flag is like in a definite space relative to the target, I won't want to wiggle it around too much. But like if the flag is like inert, then it can just like stay, it can go wherever like that, right? But if the flag is like flapping to the left, then we can shift the pole more to the right in order to give it more space, and vice versa. Um, so I want to put that shine even higher up on the eye. Just small thing. Not a big deal, but I do want to do that. So where's that? So gleam, yeah, that goes with gleam. The position here, so instead of 100, let's put it to like 80. That might be too high, but we'll see. I do kind of want to move it up pretty high. So yeah. Uh, oh yeah. Activate archery. Do. Round one. Shoot, shooty, shoot, shoot. Pew pew. Archery. Hooray, archery. Glint on arrowhead. Glint on eyeballs. That's pretty good. That's a good height. I might. I might want to move the glint on the arrow down slightly, like down and over slightly. I think I might try that. So let's instead of doing 122, let's do 132. I don't want to move it that much, just a little bit. 132, and then so if we're moving it down by that much, what is the rough angle of this bow? It's so if I move it down by 10, I should probably move it over by 20 because it's like roughly at like a curve or a slope of like 1/2. So this will be 8, or instead of 809, it'll be 789. Not a huge change, but just little like tweaks. I kind of wanted it to line. I kind of want the glint to line up with like the thick part of the shine, because like that's clearly where it's catching the most sun, or like it's catching the sun the most clearly. So, yeah. Glint. Oh, I clearly did not change it consistently because it it didn't show up in the same place in all the frames. How did that happen? 789, 132, 789, 132, 789, 132. Oh, I didn't change it for the first one. Yeah, I missed that one. 7. Did it also do that bug? Did it do that other bug where it didn't render all the frames? It looked like it like missed some. Maybe I was just distracted by the other bug though. Okay, so yeah, I should probably switch out of Paint.net. I just like, I don't know, I felt like attached to it at a certain point. Like I was like, oh, but if I switch out of Paint.net now, will like my art start to look different? And I guess like I shouldn't worry about that. All right, so that looked pretty good. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Certainly good enough that I can stop poking at it. Like this tableau needs like so much help now, and the flags in the first tableau still need tons of help. All right, so I should okay, let's not get distracted by this stuff. All right, so the flag in this tableau. Let's get started with that. So, right, what is the I'm not even going to bother using the flag images that we have set up already. I'm just going to start from scratch because those flag animations are so bad. They are so bad. I might make the flagpole like the same tone as the arrow shaft, because they're both supposed to be wooden. So I mean the bow is supposed to be wooden too, but it's clearly like a different sort of wood. So yeah, let's add in a new layer for the flags and start slamming these suckers out. Oh, the flag post. I should draw that on a separate layer than where I draw the flag animation, because the post doesn't animate, only the flags animate. So new, no, not new. What am I doing? No, I'm just, I was gonna change the brush size. Alright, so here's like, for example, the flag post. Actually, I guess it should come up pretty high. Oh, yeah. Oh, and also, I mean, it should be more centered, unless I've already decided that it's not going to be very centered. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if the flag flaps off screen sometimes. It shouldn't flap too far off screen, because, like, if it flaps too far off screen, then it'll flap pretty far onto the, onto this thing, unless it's actually, like, different sizes, or it's actually, like, moving around and stuff. I don't care right now. I'll figure that out later. Alright, so here's like the flag post, hypothetically. No, it should come up higher. Yeah, there's nothing that shares this side of the screen, so it can take up literally this whole like side of the tableau. So yeah. So let's Let's do what then? Yeah, so the flag, I chose like a blue color before. I don't know if I want to choose blue though. I might choose, we have blue, we already have blue, we have red. I might choose like a purple color or something. Uh, so, yeah, I can't use chroma color purple or chroma color pink because that color is just off limits. But maybe something like a lighter version of this. Something like this might be fun. It's like, all right, wait, I definitely need a new layer, and so we have the flag tied here and here probably. Actually, the part where the flag is tied probably shouldn't change, because that part wouldn't animate. Also, I'm gonna go lighter too with this flag color, because that maybe that color that we had would be used for like the shading, but I'll uh I'll tie the flag on a separate layer. There's no reason I can't just use like a bunch of different layers for this. So, all right, so the flag is tied on there, and then right, so I'll do like the flappiest version first, the version where it's like all the way out to the side. So uh, so maybe this is like one of the frames of animation. Do do do. Do, do, do. Yeah, again, I don't I don't have a lot to say about when I'm just like filling in like blank space. Like there's not a lot of dialogue there, so if anyone has questions, feel free to ask. Or if you just have suggestions for like what type of things you want to hear me talk about, like I can do that too. Um, Left to my own devices, I might start talking about like what was I talking about yesterday? I was talking about something really dumb yesterday, I think. I don't even remember exactly what. I just remember thinking, "Wow, how dare I say something that incredibly dumb?" Oh, you know what I should do? Kind of, is I'm gonna save this, and for coming up with these animations, it actually helps me to it helps me to have I'm gonna open the same file like several times over, because it just it helps me to be able to like flip through tabs if I want to see how this like looks relative, instead of having to oops, that's the wrong one. Instead of having to flip through layers instead. I'm just gonna close these temporarily. Wait, did I not save? What did I save? I don't know. Okay. Don't save. Yeah. Wait, how am I gonna do this? Maybe I'll just hmm. I was just thinking maybe I'll I don't know. I just like I could like I could pre-export the flag. The flag doesn't really have to be connected to the rest of the scene, so it's kind of okay if I draw it in isolation of the rest of the scene. So that might be easier than opening the same image multiple times, just for the sake of drawing it in context. So maybe I should do that real quick. Um, I'm gonna do like Control Shift Save and save this as archery aim framing. So this will just be uh, like framing, or I don't know. Yeah, I'll call it like framing.pdn, but it'll have like I don't know. It's like different though. Um, so right, because I want to get rid of all these other layers, and wait. First I'll choose the size of this image. So like okay, yeah. So first I'll right. So we'll get the size of the because we know it can't go bigger than this. I might want to move it like up and like use more of like the vertical. Stop. I might want to use more of the vertical space, but probably not much more. And I can't use more of the horizontal space. So, and I probably don't want to like go. I don't probably don't. Well, all right. So apparently I'm covering up the this much of the whatever, but I probably don't want to go much further than that in terms of like covering up the target. No, I can go a little bit further. it's not like that space is like functional. It's not like by covering up that space I'm actually obscuring anything important. So I might want to use about this much space. All right, so yeah, I think I will have. I'll probably like depending on like which way the wind is blowing. Like when the wind is blowing in the other direction, I'll just move the fence post like the flag post in the other direction so that the flag can like extend and stay on screen. There'll just be a little bit of fudge factor with like where that flag is positioned exactly. Uh, all right, so yeah, how does this look overall compositionally? And then in this corner it'll say like round one or whatever. So I think that's good actually. So all right, let's crop to selection actually, and then get rid of these other layers because oops, not that one. Get rid of these other layers because we don't need these for now. And that way we can just yeah. So save this, and now we can have this open like several times over. Uh, and to draw the flag animations, we can just click between these. Aim flag framing.pdn, framing.pdn, framing.pdn. All right, because there are 4 frames of animation. So let's reset to standard size, and then all right, there we go. Excuse me. All right, so now we can like click between these layers to preview our animation. Okay, so fill this in. Actually, I only really have to fill it in on the one where it's like where this is like actually it. So I guess that's fine. And then so this will be the next frame of animation. And so if the wind is blowing it, then it would come down. So like it'd roll in like waves kind of. So like this wave would come further out, and this wave would come further out, and then this the tip would start to like flip down in the other direction. And so yeah, so likewise the wave would like start to roll out a bit, and it would so becoming up more, and so then what would this edge be doing? It'd becoming like out more like this, kinda. How's that look? That looks a little bit not significant enough. I don't think that's enough of a difference in animation. Well here, I'll try inverting this one first. Sometimes it's a little more helpful to, instead of drawing the animation frames one by one, like do the half steps first, and then justify the other frames to be in between the half steps. So if that were the case, it would come down like this, and like, whoops, whoa, what the heck tool was that? I tried to do the eraser tool, and it was like, here is an alternate universe. Here's like a terrifying alternate universe. Why is it not working anymore? Oh, I'm trying on the wrong layer for one thing. Did I draw this on the wrong layer too? No, that one I drew on the correct layer. Somehow. Oh, but this stuff I drew on the wrong layer. Yay, my favorite. Okay. Yeah, of course when I open an image I want to have like the bottom layer selected for some reason, not the top layer. Why would I want the top layer selected? That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. That'd be literally crazy. Oops, nope, not that. So yeah, this would come down, and this would come down, and this would come up, and this would come out, kind of like this, except less bad. Yeah, I don't know, kind of like this. So these are the opposite like frames of animation, right? This one's a little blurgy. Oops, not like that. This one I think came down a little too far. I think it's supposed to be a little more like that. So is this like an intermediary? So how's this as like an intermediary? No, yeah, this is too similar to the first one. Way too similar. All right, so uh, let's I don't even know what I'm doing here, but let's do more of it or less of it, or I don't know of it. Uh, so this will be a little further down. Uh, which I guess means that this is like, wait, no, what is this supposed to be doing? I don't even know. Wait, what's it doing here? If here's like that, here's like that. I don't know. I guess that's getting there, but it's still like it's too like chunky here for some reason. I don't know. It's too chunky on the top or the bottom. That's a little bit better. It's like it's a little bit better. We'll see. We'll get there. All right. So to convert this one, then we'll want to go halfway between that and that. So it's going. So right. So it'll be going back up in the other direction. So let's have it come down like this, and then up, and more like neutrally pointed here. So it's starting to come up like this, and I don't know, like this, except not as like cranko stanky jank. Or like this. So how's that for an animation? Do 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 do. That's kind of okay, almost. Wait. Oh shoot! Did I just edit the wrong one? Freaking stupid! All right, copy this, paste here, and then undo, 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 undo. No, right, yeah, because this is supposed to be like that or something. Yeah. So, all right. How's this for an animation? Do 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 do. All right, that's not quite right. Incidentally, the one that's not quite right is the very first one that I drew. Somehow I drew a full set of animations that didn't work for the original image. But that's fine. We'll just bring this down a little bit. Bring this down a little bit. It's just I kind of knew the flag was like it was pointed like too high up at the end. Like it like as it went towards the end, it increased in elevation too, and I don't know why I did it like that exactly. I thought it looked cute at first, but like for the rest of the animation, it kept getting corrected, and so that's better. I don't know if it's perfect yet, but I mean I know it's not perfect yet, but it is better. That could be okay actually. So yeah, so now I need to unlike I usually do with this cloth stuff, I need to put in shading and stuff. I also need to clean up these lines first thing. Because these lines, they are messy. But I need to clean up the lines without changing the shape that I had defined, because the shape was like pretty okay. So it'll be a careful process of kind of like shaving it on both ends a little bit. Do do. And that's pretty good. All right, 2 down, 2 to go. And then, yeah, like I said, I'll undo the shading. I'll probably want to do the shading on like a separate layer too, just to. Oh, and I still need to do the shading for the post. But I guess technically some of the shading of the flag will also affect the shading of the post. So I want to be cognizant of that. I probably won't go crazy with the shading on the flag. It'll, I'll probably want to keep it subtle. Uh, it's just like because the flag is like rippling and stuff, there will be like some internal shadows cast, I think. And just because it takes up so much real estate on screen, like the flag is like relatively big in terms of like there's only like three things on screen, right? There's the bow, there's the target, and there's the flag. And so each of those should be in like reasonable detail, especially because the flag is like the most animated, or it's like the only like really animated of them. So it'll be important to it's going to be very eye-catching, so it'll be important to have it like render nicely. It's also just very important gameplay information too. The flag actually has like the wind actually has more to do with like the aiming of the bow shots than like the position of the bow on the relative to the target, which I might want to change that, I guess. The thing is, yeah, I probably want to change that now that I think about it. I actually, yeah, I know I like I haven't even like really tested out the current iteration of like how the scoring works, but I'm pretty sure I know how I want to change some of it already. Um, so okay, I'm gonna try this in game first, real quick, just to see how this general shape looks. To see if because I don't know. Once I try it, I might realize that like I actually want to change some stuff. So, uh, yeah, let's squish this down. Copy file, open. For now, I'm just gonna go with left. Wait, this would be right strong. So I'm just gonna like replace all of these. Yeah, wait, hold on. So save, oops, no, save as, right strong, no, not PDN, 0.png, yes, okay, undo, just undoing the squishing of the layers. Alright, so squish, save as, right strong, 1.png, yes. Okay, and so yeah, so squish. Oh yeah, undo the squishing. Undo. So control shift save. Or whoops, cancel. Squish. Control shift save as right strong as PNG. 2.png. Yes. Okay. Undo the squishing. Squish. Save as right strong as a PNG 3.png. Okay. And yeah, so the flag position is now going to be different. It's going to be split art inside, archery aim flag. So it's not going to be TB start minus 640, it's just going to be TB start inner. And it's not going to be 70, it's going to be TB start height inner. Yeah. Save that. Okay. And I mean, I could just try running it and like maybe we'll get the correct win condition to show that version of the flag. But it's actually statistically unlikely that we'll do that we'll get it. No, yeah, we got one of the other ones. So let's just cheat it for now. So where does that come from? Or no, actually we can just change it here. AR round is, or no, not AR round. Oh yeah. Yeah. So instead of archery aim wins AR round, we're just gonna use 5 because that was the first one that we did. And I wanna put that back someday. So it uses actual game data instead of just always using index 5. But for starters, let's see how that looks. Whoop, that didn't work. Oh yeah, 5. It's not 5. It's 4. 4. It's the 5th index, which is index 4. Okay. Um, yeah, and for testing this stuff, I'm gonna so was it archery, TB, DIRS. I'm gonna set this back up to um, 15 for the duration because now that we're testing this one, we'll want this one to show up for longer. I mean, actually, it's supposed to show up for like 25 seconds, so I guess I might as well do that. All right. I mean, I guess we don't really need to do that, but whatever. Okay, so how's that flag? So that flag animation is not my favorite. It needs a little bit of help. The one where it goes from like up to down is like too extreme. Like some of the animation clicks are like not significant enough, and then some of them are like too significant. And also this inside arch never animates, so like that's weird. So let's fix those things, shall we? So yeah, the part where it shifts from like up to down is too extreme. It's like these two are too similar in terms of like the relative positioning, and then these two are too similar in terms of the relative positioning for this like the start of the flag, and then also these inner curves, like that was the yeah. Okay, so this one has to be further in which direction? Which one's supposed to be more moderate and which one's supposed to be more extreme? Like this is the change that's like way too extreme. So how do I want to change that? I do want to represent the extremes. But is this extreme frame of animation, or is this the extreme frame of animation? I think this is the extreme frame of animation. So in this one, I'll like temper it a little bit. I'll like bring it in a little bit. So it won't be quite as extreme here. Maybe I should just keep these layers flattened, because if I'm gonna I don't know. Like if I'm not keeping these layers flattened, it's gonna be really hard to do the animation previewing. Alright, so does that look better? That probably looks a little bit better. But it's doing the same thing here, like it's still jumping too extreme between these two frames. So let's do the same thing here, where we'll temper this one a little bit. Just to be a little less extreme. That's probably a little bit better already. And then yeah, right, so the inner curve too, like the inner curve should be affected by this stuff as well. So when it's up here, it should be like it should be more like this. Oh yeah, oh no, I flattened it. Oh no, I flattened it and I didn't unflatten it. Oops. I forgot to unflatten this one, so let's do that real quick. I didn't change much here. Okay. So yeah, for this one, let's shift it up like this and up like that a little bit, and then for that one that's fine, that one that's fine, and then for this one it'll be the other way around. It'll be down more. It'll be more like that. Oops, strong tool. Yeah, I don't know, kind of like that. So yeah, it's a little bit better. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, there's got to be a better way to. I'll keep these two layers together, like the part where the flag ties around the post. Like, I'll keep that on a separate layer, so that way when I'm saving these for like exporting purposes or whatever, I only need to flatten 2 layers instead of 3. It's slightly better, I guess. I mean, no, you know what's even better? Now that I think about it, I'm just gonna keep this as a new image, so that way I can just I'm just gonna keep these flat, and if I accidentally edit the post, I can just use that post to restore the post to its correct shape instead. And that way I can just keep these images flattened. That is better. Way better. Okay. It's like this is a new art production pipeline. So I'm like learning all these cool new tricks as to how to go about this. Um, Activate archery. So it's a little bit better. It's a little too. It's a little too. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's flapping. It looks like it's like dancing a little bit. So I think I might have like overdone it a little bit with like this inner circle, for example. But yeah. It also like this point looks like it's like tacked to the target. Like what is that about? What was that? What was the deal there? So like it should have more up and down movement to it. Yeah, it shouldn't be like so fixed in space. It literally looks like someone pinned it to the target, which is kind of funny. Okay, so let's fix that. um, so yeah, I definitely overdid it with like these inner circle things here. Like it's not supposed to be like that dramatically different. In like all these different frames. Uh, oh hey, Deck, I see this. How's it going? Welcome. Thank you. Yeah, we're adding in like a bunch of here. I can show you the new. Yeah, well, we just saw part of it, but we're adding in like this archery mini game sort of thing. Like there's the classic modes, which like well yeah, I mean, actually you might not have seen like the graphical updates that we did to it, but like yeah, so like what's playing in the bottom of the screen right now is like the classic side quest mode, and so we're adding in archery, which is this mode where I'm still working on the flag animation right now, and I'm like a lot of the art for it is like really temporary still, but basically like yeah, so there's so there's the actions that you can take are like aiming your bow, and then it kind of lingers for a little while. I mean, like it's supposed to still play at like the same like pacing as side quest tends to, and like it's still a stream game, right? So the the what is it? So like there's still the stream delay, and so you have to account for that. But yeah, so I'm adding in like these other like tableaus that like it kind of just represents like like here's like this archery event that's going on, and like so there's like 3 rounds, and like you aim like so there are different like wind conditions, and there are different like wind conditions. There's only one wind condition. The wind condition is hitting the target, but there's different wind conditions, and there's different like there's like variability to like the aiming at like the start of the round, and so basically like yeah, you can use like the action tags instead to like aim your bow, and like you get so yeah, so then that's like the whole gist, and then the scoring is calculated based on like how well you hit the target. So yeah, we technically have it like up and running, although I haven't actually like well, so the art is still very temporary, and I haven't actually like scripted any action or any events to actually use use this new mode yet. But other than that, it's mostly good. And so I've never done animation before, but that's what we're doing. We're doing animation now. And yeah, the thing I was just noticing about this flag animation is that it doesn't like the end of the flag doesn't go like up and down. It like always stays like in the same space. It literally looks like someone just put like a big thumbtack like right here, and like that part never moves. So how would it move though? It's like when it's down like this, it would be up, and then when it's up here, maybe I'll bring it down more, because like I had it way too high up from the start, and so it's like it's just always looked weirdly too high. So like I'll just exaggerate these parts where oh yeah, also yeah, I can exaggerate the extent to which like the flag like whips around on like the depth axis too. Like I've been like staying very 2D with all of this so far. Oops. I've been staying very 2D with all this, but I can like yeah, like that's like I can add that like wrinkle sort of shape to it to indicate like that it's actually like whipping on the in depth too, and so that could help, I suppose. And then in general we'll just have it like come further down as well, and yeah, that could be good. Save that, and then okay, so what if that was one of the frames of animation? So wait, if that's the frame of animation, then this can't be the next frame of animation, because the next frame of animation would be, uh, whoa, it'd be like, yeah, so it'd still come down further. It wouldn't be quite so high up yet. It could come a little bit like this, but it would also be like, be more exaggerated in like the ripple, uh, and yeah, it'd be more like this, I think. Uh, and then where does it go from there? And then yeah, that's okay. Although, so we only have it like rippling in the one direction, and that might be okay. But no, I kind of want to add a little bit of that like dimensionality here. How? I guess by like kind of doing the opposite. Like oops, wrong tool. Undo. Have it come rippling in like the other direction. Like have it actually, no. I guess it wouldn't really ripple from this perspective. We could do like a we can do we can do like a sharper kind of angle to it, but I don't think it would literally like do the fold behind sort of view like that. I think that's more like from the other direction that we would be seeing it like that. So maybe something like more like this, I guess. And again, when we add in the shading too, that'll help sell like what's happening with the dimensionality of it. And so again, let's kind of keep that sort of extreme or extreme sort of like peak of like the wave, I guess technically it would be, as it like goes down the flag. Yeah, maybe something like this will do better. Oops. Doo-doo-doo. So yeah, maybe I wonder if that's better. I might have overdone it. I might have gone too far in the other direction. But we'll see. Okay. So yeah, let's see what that looks like in game. Doo-doo-doo. I don't usually put this much effort into the animation on like small pieces of fabric, like especially for the adventures, but like you can't. I mean, part of the reason I do that, part of the reason I don't like put. All right, so it's still not there yet, but it's like I think it is improving. I went a little overboard with one of those frames of animation, but like most of it looks good. That frame of animation, the one that we froze on for a second there, that was the one that needed to get fixed. Um, but oh, and it's still like the tail of the flag is doing something really dumb. So hold on, let's figure out exactly what dumb thing the tail of the flag is doing. It's so it goes from here, 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 huh? Goes from here. Oh, I think it's just like crinkling too fast, too suddenly. Like it's actually supposed to. Well, so this is the one that has to change for one thing, but it's also like whipping a little too fast, like the tip here. Right, so this is the part that was a little too enthusiastic with the angling there. So just need to temper that a little bit. And then I think that there's more stupid stuff going on though. Yeah, like going from here to here is not very realistic. Because like if it's whipping, if it's getting whipped down in this direction, then like in order for it to switch to the other direction, it would have to be like would it be more pointed or would it be less pointed? I think it'd be like more pointed. Like I think it would actually like whip up and around. Like it would actually like the tip of the flag would actually come whipping back a little bit. This might look dumb, and I might have to go in the other direction with it, but like I just want to try this. Just make it look like the flag is like really whipping around, right? But this is probably gonna look dumb, and I'm probably gonna undo it, but whatever. I'm learning. I'm trying new things. Like I said, I'm not a 2D animator by trade. I do have a suddenly greatly increased amount of respect for 2D animators because wow, is this stuff hard. Yeah, so that's definitely not right. That's so dumb, but some of this is getting better. So Definitely not that part. That part's incredibly stupid now, but some of this is improving. Uh, why did I think that was gonna look good? Um, eraser tool. Why did I think that was gonna look good? I don't know. The world may never know. Alright, what was the previous frame animation? It was like that. And so yeah, so it I guess it'll just like come up more. Like that. And then this one, yeah, going from this one to this one looks incredibly stupid. Because this one should clearly be, wait, that's that, like, below. So this one should be just further down. It should be coming down more like this. And then, wait, but then it goes from that to that? No. It goes from that to like, yeah, no, this should be further down too. Uh, which did I just mess all of them up? Yeah, this one looks dumb now. Because it wouldn't go from here to here. It would go from here to, yeah, okay, that's what I'm messing up. I don't know. I'm like not thinking of the frames chronologically the right way. Because like this would come way further down. I'm not applying gravity at all, I guess, is like part of it. Uh, so that might be a little bit better. It probably needs more help still, but I think hopefully will be a little bit better. Uh, so uh, see how that looks. I don't know. That's getting there. It's like getting to the point where like I'm not as annoyed by it anymore. Like it looks reasonable. And I think if I add like dimension to it, maybe that'll help too. I kind of want to like up the animation speed, but like I feel like that'd be a little weird. Like I want to, I mean, like I kind of want to increase the number of frames of animation, but I don't know if that'd be weird because like 4 frames of animation is like typically what we have for like animated elements in this. So I don't know. Uh, so I guess yeah. So what should I do first then? I could uh, I'll add this tone to the shading and see how I feel about it at that point. Uh, or like add the shading at all and see how I feel about it, and then yeah, more fundamental changes like I can consider later as like a like on the basis of necessity. Okay, so the shading. How does the shading work here? It's like so. Well, let's pick a darker tone to use for the shading color, and so yeah. Now let's shade it appropriately. So I'll just like yeah. So the shading on on the shading around the post, like the shading of the post and the shading around the post, like that'll be consistent. So I'm not gonna actually like put that in yet. For now, I'm just gonna put in like a bit of shading like on the flag itself. In some places that I think we'll want want it to go like that maybe. I don't know. And then this one's pretty obvious. This one, the shading goes here, across here, for sure, and then where else? I guess actually the shading can come further down, like this, down here, and then under here maybe, and then I guess like well, in terms of the lighting, actually, yeah, I guess actually maybe some of this wouldn't be quite as shaded. Some of this would like actually, oops, some of this would actually be like catching light, maybe. Uh, so actually, yeah. So oops. So maybe it's not supposed to come up quite so far. Like that, I guess. I don't know. And then yeah, I don't know. This we'll see how this works. Uh, and then yeah. So here again, it's pretty straightforward. The shading goes uh, here. Definitely. Oops. What the heck tool am I picking up? The R tool? What is the R tool? No, not that was the text tool. But no, go away. Go to hell, text tool. Sorry. Um, what is the R tool? Whatever the R tool is, it's like this crazy like. I have no clue what that is, but it's like crazy, and I have no clue why anyone would ever want to use that. But it's right next to the eraser tool. The E and the R key are right next to each other. So when I'm going for the eraser, I keep hitting it by accident, and whatever it is, it freaks me out. All right, so uh, do. So I kind of messed up the shape here a little bit, but I guess this is fine. And then I don't know. I'm gonna try angling it a little bit. I don't know if that makes sense exactly, but oops. I know that doesn't make sense. But okay. And then I guess like there should be a little bit of shading down here or something. I don't know. It feels weird to have the only shading be that like that one like wrinkle that travels across the oops. Having that be that one wrinkle that travels across the shape. So then here, yeah. So here the shading would be oops, would like come up across here. Actually, maybe this whole like this whole part would be in shading. I probably should have done like the shading earlier on now that I think about it, because like first I was like this is gonna be a complicating factor, but like actually this line of shading kind of like draws the curve across the shape, so that actually probably would have been really helpful to have up front now that I think about it. So yeah, because like the very last lick of this shading piece goes here. But then on this first frame, I had like a little extra shading here, which I don't think is actually correct in hindsight. I mean, I feel like there should be like something going on here in terms of like. Maybe I'll just ignore it. Wait a second. Oh, I have it down here too. Yeah. No, that's not right. And then here it's not quite right either. It's actually just plainly not right here. So I guess, yeah, I was thinking like I would do more complicated things with the shading, but I guess I don't really have to. It's basically just like following that like wave across the shape of the flag. So that's fine. It does its job. Oops. Sometimes I do the shading on a different layer, so I keep instead of using the paint tool to like paint back the color that I want, I keep trying to use the eraser tool to get rid of the shading. But whoops, it's on the same layer. That doesn't work. So all right. Anyways, let's see how this looks in game. Again, I'd be surprised if I nailed the shading on the first try, but who knows? We'll see how it looks. What needs to change? What can stay? What can go? Etc. Etc. Oh, I still have the old script running. I really have to get out of the habit of doing that. Okay. So yeah, let's activate archery. I'll probably want to move it over, because like right now it's like kind of like in your face. It's like kind of in the way, and there's all this like empty space on the edge of the screen. So like I was saying before, like the flag is going to get cheated. I think it's going to be like when the flag is blowing to one direction, it'll be, it'll be off to the side. Yeah, no, the position of the flag relative to the position of the targets, right? And it's also the flags are like blue in this slide for no particular reason. Um, hey, the flags are the same color as the feather in the archer's cap. Now that I notice. Um, all right, so let's do what then? Uh, so yeah, let's just slide it over, I guess. Uh, I mean, I guess I don't even need to be as I don't need it to be as wide anymore. Like once I slide it over. Uh, oh, I do have to count how far I'm sliding it. So 72 pixels seems about right. 72 pixels. Come on, slide, little sucker. Whoa, wow. Why does it freaking do that? For one thing, I didn't copy paste, so like, why is there an image underneath here? For another thing, like, why would you suddenly like slide like a crazy person instead of sliding like a normal thing that doesn't suck? All right, there we go. Why? Look at this. I didn't copy paste, so like, why is it freaking? Why is there like? Was it revealing a secret image underneath? Like, stop being such a terrible, terrible piece of garbage, you stupid program. I really should switch out of Paint.net because like I hate it. I really hate it. Like I loathe it in like very fundamental ways that I'm probably not going to get over. So like unless it gets over it and like stops being such a garbage program, like I really just need to find a better solution. Like there's no valid reason for it to have done what it was doing with the stupid like whoa, what? Why are these not offset by the same amount? Oh, you garbage program. You piece of like stanky garbage. How dare you? How dare you be so garbagey? How dare you? Select all. Alright. There we go. Okay. So let's look at it in game again with like this location. I wonder if that's gonna look weird. I should do the opposite facing flag next, so that way I can see if it looks weird. I mean that looks good. That looks alright. I mean I still need to finish like the shading and stuff, but for the most part that looks about right. And then yeah, it might look weird to have like when we go to the like next round, like round 2, and the flag is like facing in the other direction, and like all of a sudden like it's the position of the flag post has like shifted dramatically. Like that might be a little weird, but we'll see. Yeah, I swear these graphics are still messing up with the like the flares. Like sometimes they just don't show like all 5 frames, and that's crazy because it literally, I don't know. Is it? I must have messed some like in order for that to be so dumb. I must have somehow messed up the part where we manage our frame rate. I can't think of any other way. If G frame time minus last graphics time. Like this is all part of this indented block. Huh. I don't get it. None of this will evaluate unless the whole frame evaluates. And if the whole frame evaluates, then it flips at the end. G frame time minus last graphics time. Am I somehow messing up last graphics time? Where am I setting last graphics time? Equals G frame time. Yeah, and we do it right at the end of the frame. Uh, I have no clue. Um, I mean, I wonder if this has something to do with like float precision or like. No, that wouldn't make any sense. It still doesn't explain why I would flip 2 frames. You'd have to. In order.